start in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, thank you for watching or listening to episode number 21 of Teddybears and Tentacles podcast. My name is Quinn, and I have with me today, no progression mullet, Skinny Rick.
Yeah, dude, I feel like my hair hasn't grown at all, ever.
It does still look pretty short.
Like, I don't get it. It was so long, you know?
And now
and
it's
then
not.
It wasn't. Oh, except there's just like this one long hair right here. That's weird.
Yeah.
I just discovered that.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do about it, dude? You have to put some Rogaine
hair
up
growth
in there, dude.
I gotta get my hair longer again.
Yeah. Well, today's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm not feeling too well, and we have a lot of stuff to get done. This week has been one of the rougher ones in a little while. I have been trying to do some more work on the studio, and then yesterday found out after the thing was pretty much all set up and the work was done that the main piece of equipment that we were kind of setting up the studio based off of at this point, it was defective, and so now we're doing that. So after about a 3-month long wait list to get the piece of gear,
It doesn't work.
doesn't work properly, and on top of that, the studio's a wreck again. So basically, this remodeling process has been really long.
Yeah.
Studio's been in construction for about 2 months, and it's been in about 3 different phases.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken forever. It looks great, but dude, I'm just ready for it to be over with, man. So I just think about like what else I have going on and what else we have going on. Like, I'm moving at the beginning of next month on the 1st, which is also my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man. From the future. But
Or in the past, depending on when you're watching this.
it's just kind of disappointing because I feel like whenever that exchange process will happen and we get the other thing back, it's going to land like
Somewhere
right whenever I have to freaking move everything, and
Yep.
it's just gonna, once we get it done though, that part of the difficulty of the last few months and the stuff that we've been doing is gonna be behind us for the most part.
Until we got to do something else.
Yeah, we are working on another studio
Yeah.
space for some different style podcasts, not necessarily for us, but some other YouTube stuff as well, because we kind of have commandeered this
room.
space. It was sort of a shared space, and it is a shared space, but now it's really more of a shared like podcast studio than
anything else.
than what it was meant to be, which was just a regular studio. But to be fair,
Nobody was using it except for me.
yeah, and
So-
we were only doing we're still pretty much only doing podcasts and the news stuff for it. So
Yeah, and then I'm working on a studio that's not here.
yeah,
So
so you've got
I've got my own place I'm doing a work.
for more of a YouTube studio, right? Not necessarily for podcasts.
No, not really for podcast. I mean, there will be some
podcasts,
podcastery, but mostly there will be less filming done there and more like editing and stuff.
Dude, I think no matter what, no matter what I ended up doing in like the video industry, I would still do podcasting because it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's one of the more fun things
Yeah.
to do, So we got that stuff going on. And what else, dude? Anything else happened this week with you?
I've been running like a campaign, like GMing
D&D or Force and Destiny?
Force and Destiny.
Cool.
I've got 2 more Sundays left, and then my campaign's over, and
So-
I'll pass it back over to Dave and my dad.
So for anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, Force and Destiny is kind of Star Wars's Dungeons and Dragons style role-playing game, and Skinny Rick is a part of a group of anywhere from 5 to
73.
73 people that play regularly on Sundays, and so he's been running one of their campaigns recently.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Everyone's been having fun.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm doing a good job. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
So
it's cool.
Well,
it's cool.
But between that and working on the studio, that's pretty much it. I mean, I beat Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. How was it?
Good.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think they're adding DLC content because I saw some stuff pop up talking about another campaign in it. And then that's it, really.
Yeah.
Been working on more projects, personal projects and stuff.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Well, I guess we are probably far away enough from it now to talk about The Mandalorian some if you want to do that.
Yeah, we could talk about because it's over now.
We're almost a month from it having been. No, we're not a month. We're a few weeks from it having been over. So if you are still watching The Mandalorian and you don't want spoilers, just fast forward about 5 minutes and start listening again.
Seconds.
So spoilers coming in 3, 2, 1.
Obi-Wan Kenobi dies.
Yeah. So what do you think, dude? After seeing the whole thing, we talked about it a little bit, really vaguely. I said that, it kind of felt like a video game, sort of, as far as how, like, the missions and all that stuff were set up. And it really felt like that, in my opinion, still, honestly, up until the last episode, but the ending was a very non-video game-esque ending, It started to feel more like the plot was coming together towards the end.
Yeah.
But still, whenever they're in that bunker and they take out that big electric minigun thing,
yeah, the E-Web.
I was like, this is so video game, dude. So like boss fight feeling.
I liked it. That last scene where I was like, well, that's interesting because pretty sure that another character is supposed to have that at this point in time.
Yeah, so what he's talking about, if
maybe not,
y'all, well, I mean, you've either seen it or you haven't at this point. So at the end of it, Moff comes out with the dark saber. He cuts his way out of a
crash tie.
Yeah. So, and the dark saber is the dark saber,
and it's supposed to be with the Mandalorians. So
right. It was, from what I understand, it was for a Mandalorian Jedi. Is that correct? Originally,
kind of. So the thing with the darksaber is I'm not entirely clear. Like, I'm not entirely sure about all the lore behind it. It just comes up a lot in Clone Wars and some in Rebels. But the thing is that the reason it even exists is because it was supposed to be just a vibro sword that someone was wielding in the Clone Wars when it made its first appearance. And then they were like, last second, they were like, oh, well, let's make it more special than that. And so they very quickly tried to add some cool particle effect stuff, I guess, over it in the animation.
Yeah.
And that's where we got it. So as far as what they say the lore is behind it, I'm not entirely sure, but all I know is that it's the Mandalorians are supposed to have it.
Yeah, this is what it says right here, which I mean, I didn't watch Clone Wars and Rebels, so I've like literally what I've seen about it, what is like stuff that I've watched in passing through like being around you and your dad and stuff like that. But right here it says the Darksaber was an ancient and unique black bladed lightsaber created by Tare Vizsla. The first Mandalorian ever introduced to the Jedi Order prior to 1019 BBY. After the coup, Darth Maul killed her and took the Darksaber as his own, becoming the leader of the Death Watch.
Yeah.
So I guess it was built by a Mandalorian, I guess. Which is... So I guess it changes hands a few different times after Darth Maul, obviously.
Yep.
Who was the last person that you were aware of having it?
I forgot her name. This girl.
Okay.
She had it at the end of Rebels. She's what's her name?
Bo-Katan? Is that it?
Yeah, I think. Wait. Yeah. I'm actually rewatching the Clone Wars right now because I haven't seen it in a while and I don't really remember everything. Yeah. So she, her sister was basically leading Mandalore during the Clone Wars, and they were like peaceful people. Mm-hmm. They tried to stay out of conflict and stuff. But the thing is that Mandalorians have a very, very long running history of being like these great warriors. Think like space Vikings, kind of. Like they just kind of did whatever they wanted, and they
went religious.
And they went around and they freaking took over places and raided and pillaged and did whatever. They were like, yeah, if you can't beat us, then we're better. Yeah. And so, but then during the Clone Wars, they were like, no, let's be not that. Let's be peaceful. And so a group of Mandalorians who believed that that idea of peace was a weakness and disrespectful to their history formed the Death Watch, and they were basically like still fighting. And so she was a part of Death Watch, I'm pretty sure. And ends up like when Maul takes over, ends up leaving. And then later on, after Maul gets defeated and Mandalore's just kind of, they're all fighting each other. Sabine, this one here, she comes and basically, kind of pulls together the clans and unites all of them by giving Bo-Katan the Darksaber, and then they have a new leader.
That's interesting. So, okay. How much of the expanded universe is recognized as, I don't want to say canon, but official? So, like, whenever y'all went to Galaxy's Edge, your dad came back with, in a case, he had 2 lightsaber hilts. Mm. And he explained to me who the person was. Is that an expanded universe thing, or is that's canon? That's canon? Okay.
Yeah, so Disney, when they bought Star Wars, scrapped like almost everything except for the movies and the TV shows. I think they held on to maybe a few books, maybe not, but basically they just restarted. Okay. And everything that was previous to Disney became Legends, is what they call it, and everything from then on forward is canon. Yeah. And so even according to Disney, Jedi Fallen Order is canon, things like that. Okay. Like all this stuff. Okay. And so
anything that they can sell and make money off of.
Yeah, it's canon. And anything that's not theirs is Legends. And so that's where it gets a bit confusing. And that's why some people who have been fans of the Mandalorians for forever, before Disney even bought Star Wars, are like, they like the show a lot, but they also have some issues with it because it's a little bit unclear, because they like reference in canon, they reference a lot of Legends, but without actually confirming them. They just kind of hint at it. And so in the Mandalorian show, there's a lot of that happening, you know, like when he's like, weapons are a part of my religion. Well, you know, previously in canon, Mandalorians were all that, like, we're a people.
Yeah.
But in canon, but in Legends, it was more of like a, like, I mean, I guess like a religion. Like, it's basically like anyone can be a Mandalorian, but you have to live by their rules.
Yeah.
You know? Cool.
Well, I really enjoyed the show. I like the assassin droid was one of my favorite things. You know that I'm not a memer. I don't like memes. So typically Baby Yoda would be something that I would hate. And I don't not think memes are funny or some of them are good. I just think that, like, they just have such a short lifespan and get, you know, they just catch fire too hardcore. But the Baby Yoda meme did stay around. It was probably one of the longest lasting memes in a long time. And I did like Baby Yoda, so
yeah, dude,
that was cool too.
Baby Yoda's cool, even though I just think it's funny that that's what we call him.
Yeah,
and not only that, but the fact that people get angry because he really is not a Baby Yoda. You know?
John Favreau's like he said that he hated it. It was supposed to be called like the child or the asset.
Yeah,
and then
well, that's what happens when you get a bunch of casuals out here.
I was watching something the other day, and someone said the name of the race like really casually, and it was like they said, like,
who said it?
I don't remember what I was watching, but they were like, instead of calling Baby Yoda, we're not supposed to call him that. We're supposed to, like, he's a baby, and it was like.
They've never said.
I know. I don't know where it, but it was somebody that was like notable enough for me to be like, like they heard this from someone that like potentially could be important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, man, I can't remember what it was though. That sucks, dude. I'm gonna have to go and like check all my podcast history and stuff like that and see if I can run across what it was potentially again. But yeah, so that I thought it was a cool show, man. I thought it was. I thought it was one of the
Season 2, you know?
Yeah, I thought it was one of the best things they've come out with in a very long time for Star Wars stuff.
I'm a little sad that season 2 is so far away.
Like another year, probably, if not longer.
I don't get it, dude. You know, Disney, whatever, was like when the Solo movie flopped, they were like, "Oh man, guess people are just tired of Star Wars." It's like, maybe not, you know? Maybe let's not act like people are like they like basically whenever one of their movies does awful, they act surprised like the only thing I can think of is freaking they make the movie and it comes out and it does awful and then it's just the shocked Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like there's a surprise Pikachu where it's just.
So do you know about that Pikachu?
What do you mean?
That Pikachu that
the meme?
Yeah, one of
the still frame. It's just from the show, yeah.
Yeah. There is another Pikachu meme though that is from back in the day, a really expensive Pikachu card. So look up first edition Pikachu cards. See that one, the second one? Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
This.
Yep. That's one of them that is that I've seen in memes sometimes.
What came out first, the card game or the show?
Oh man. Dude, I mean, if I'm being honest with you, I think that they hit right at like all of it was right around the same time, really.
But no, I was talking about I think it surprised Pikachu because
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then it's like they're like, well, I guess people are tired of Star Wars. It's like, no, we're just tired of your bull crap.
Yeah.
It's like, just do better.
Dude, they could do a Lando
They could.
thing with what's his name. He's a good actor, dude. He's a talented guy. The guy that played him in the thing. It goes back to what I've said before, and it's Han Solo is too iconic of like Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no like you don't do a young Han Solo because you can't do a young Harrison Ford.
I actually liked it.
You liked it?
I was into the movie, but I wasn't into all the bull crap leading up to it.
Yeah,
you know?
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
I wasn't into the whole, hey, bud, don't come watch my movie. And that's the thing. The guy literally was like, don't come watch my movie. And then nobody watched it. And then Disney was like, well, I wonder how that happened.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay. So let's unspoiler alert here. Mandalorian's good. You should watch it if you want. And I think I'm probably going to watch Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff like that. I'm running out of stuff to watch, dude.
Clone Wars is so good. The first season, it's not bad, but it's rough. But, dude, once you get to like season 2 and 3, after that, basically it's just perfect.
Dude, so we could talk about this because So the other day, I found a documentary on Robert Kennedy on Netflix. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, so you have JFK,
Yeah.
who was president, and then his brother was a senator, Robert Kennedy, who actually was projected to be president, and really that people liked a lot more than JFK. And he was assassinated by a guy in this hotel after winning some type of nomination to be moved to the next part of like the Democratic nominations for the people that could be president type thing. He does a speech. There's a bunch of people there, and he goes, instead of going the route that he was supposed to go to exit, he goes a different route through the kitchen, and he gets shot by this dude named Sirhan, who says that he doesn't remember doing it and that he was brainwashed by the CIA as a sleeper agent. And it was like a woman in a polka dot dress, like a handler that like whispered, car llama spit, like
some of that Winter Soldier stuff.
some weird stuff. And then
You ever see that? I know you don't watch the Marvel stuff. Did you ever see Winter Soldier? Oh, dude.
Is that what they do?
There's
he has like a...
Yeah, it's not even a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it by now, you can go do something else, I guess. It's like so not even new.
Dude, let me tell y'all how much I know about Marvel stuff. Check this out. You know who this is?
I know.
Okay, you want me to tell you who it is?
Yeah, tell me.
This is American DLC skin Iron Man.
Oh my gosh.
Is that who it is?
No,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's the Iron Patriot, boy.
Yeah. So
It's patriotic.
yeah, I'm not a superhero person, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not. I'm not because I don't care for expanded universe stuff to the point that you have to, especially now the way that Hollywood treats the superhero movies. They're just like, there's 4 different Spider-Mans, and also anybody can be a Spider-Man also now, right?
No.
Or something like that. Or there's multiple. There's like
There's
the Spider-Verse.
multiverse, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's been a thing for a while, but just not in the...
yeah, I'm just not into it,
movies,
dude. And so it's the same thing with the Joker. Like, I am going to watch the new Joker movie. I haven't yet, but it's just one of those things where, like, okay, so now let's choose. Like, now we need to choose which Joker's the Joker. Is it Jack Nicholson Joker? Is it Heath Ledger? Is it Jared Leto? Is it Joaquin Phoenix Joker? Who's the actual Joker? And I'm just not into that stuff. So,
Oh, here we go, dude.
let's see it.
Can we play the audio? I don't think. No, I don't know if we can.
We can't. What? Just tell me what happens.
Subtitles. Here we go. Where is it, dude? He's being held, right? And
who is this?
This is Bucky. He went missing during World War II. Thought to be dead. He was one of Captain America's friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this guy gets in here. So basically they have him because he keeps doing stuff, and he's like, I don't know. I don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
So they have him locked down, and this guy comes in and basically like hacks the system and gets it to where no one can see him. And he pulls out this journal and he starts saying this. He just starts saying this code of words, all these words together, and it causes him to freak out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean it's not quite like that.
No,
so,
I know, but I'm just saying that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, it's the same
So
style.
He breaks
thing.
out.
Yeah.
He tells him, and then he goes and fights.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. So they ended up putting this dude under hypnosis and trying to like recreate all this stuff and to see like, you know, what actually happened or whatever. And I don't know, dude. It's kind of crazy. It seems like they just killed everybody that was relevant then, anybody that was kind of going up against the system. So all around the same time period, you had Martin Luther King, JFK, and Robert Kennedy all assassinated. And, you know, the big thing with JFK and Robert Kennedy is that they were cleaning up the mafia.
Yeah.
So they were arresting a ton of them and all that stuff. So,
how long do you think they can keep getting away with that? You know, just killing off people that...
Epstein was the last one for sure. Like they might be able to get some more people in that network, but that was the last time that they'll ever be able to be as sloppy as they were with it. Whether, I mean, even, all right, let's say even if he did kill himself, like he definitely did it to cover up for another group of people. So no matter how you look at it, like that's the last one thing. That, like, even if he did, if he did kill himself, there was still conspiracy behind it. Like there's still that weird note that he wrote. There's still like it still doesn't look like he did it with a bed sheet. So like, you know, even if somebody passed him some type of like cord or something for him to be able to do with it, like there's still something behind it. He was still part of a much bigger network of just total, you know, I don't have a better word than saying the F word. So just, you know, just some total BS, and the network just goes high. I just think they're not going to be able to do it again.
Dude, they're getting sloppy.
Well, dude, it's like, it's not the 70s anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. And they don't even have control of the news coverage like they used to be able to like make it even look like, dude, so they've came out with 5th time breaking news. We don't have the footage for the Epstein cell. Like seriously, that has been like headlines within this story like 4 or 5 times now. And it's just, we didn't have it the first time. We don't have to keep...
We still don't have it.
It's still not there. And now they're saying like, oh, well, the reason that it's not there is because they saved footage from the wrong floor. So like they did the right cell, but it was just on like floor 3 instead of floor 2, which is where the one they were supposed to do. But like, they're not going to be able to keep doing it. But they for sure killed that group of people. Like there's just not much of a doubt about it, in my opinion.
Murder.
I mean, I don't know, bro. And it just looks...
People out here getting hecked up, you know?
Dude, I mean, it's just crazy because, like, he says that. Sirhan says, like, yeah, there's, like, this lady told me this. And, dude, it just...
Did they ever find the lady or no?
No, but they interview other people, and other people are like, yeah, like, this girl in a polka dotted dress and black heels came down the thing saying that we shot the senator, and then Sirhan like was like right behind her right afterwards. Like there's witnesses that confirm that this lady said that without Sirhan's testimony of there being a polka dotted dress lady that did something like that at first. So it's crazy. Dude, go to this. Go to Netflix. I want to show you this. Click it. Oh, dude, I don't know. All right, actually go to YouTube. We might be able to find it here.
Dude, how about the fact that like almost all of this is Netflix original on here?
I know. Type in Darren Brown, Darren Brown.
The one
is that okay? That's what we're on. My bad. Go towards. Let me see like the thumbnails. Go. Keep going. Keep going. Stop. Go back. Back.
Here?
Yeah. See if you can type on subtitles. Press pause. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what the setup for this is. So what this guy is a hypnotist, basically. And so what he wanted to do was recreate what I was just talking about with a dude. So he goes through all these different tests that take months and months and months, where he gets this guy to the point to where like there's a certain ringtone that goes off that like is meant to trigger this thing. And then this guy's basically, he just goes through brainwashing this guy over months, getting him to sit in like a cold tub of ice without any reaction and stuff like that, like just a full hypnosis. And so the point of it is to get this guy to Robert Kennedy, Stephen Fry, without knowing it. And so you have the polka dotted dress girl in front of him. So press play. So pause it. Go back some. Go back. Go back a little bit. Keep going. Go back to where she's like talking to him. Keep going. You'll see her turn around. A little bit before that. All right, press play. So here this kid is. He's just sitting there chilling, listening to the thing. You can turn on the sound for this, and we'll just have to talk while it's going, because it is relevant. Okay, so pause it and go back again. It's about where we were before, so that you can hear the whole thing, the ringtone and everything. So hit play. Okay, so he's listening to this lecture. So the ringtone went off. I don't know at what point, but it did go off. So she just turned around and told him the target is Stephen Fry. So you see him, he's still just sitting there. He bends down. And he... see him kind of shuffling for something. Stands up. Shoots Stephen Fry. So you see him sit down. She whispers something else to him, and he like turns off. Okay, so now he's just like off. It'll show him again. And then Darren comes back out, turns him back on. And so what they end up doing, you can hit pause now. He gives a keyword to turn the guy back on, and then they like switch Stephen Fry back. He goes back and starts his lecture back from where the guy shot him at, and the dude remembers nothing at all.
Does the whole audience know that it's going to happen?
Yeah, the whole audience knew it was going to happen.
Huh. That's weird.
What do you think?
It's pretty wild, dude. I mean, I believe it. You know?
Yeah. So if
Think
you go a little bit further, it'll show them interviewing the guy, and they'll show him the video.
I mean, think about how weird it is just when like you think you hear someone say your name, and then it's like no, like it's like no one said anything. And how weird you feel.
Keep going. You'll see. Yeah, like right here. See, he's in a different room, and just scroll until you see him watching the video. You don't have to watch all this because he literally has no idea what's happening.
Right here.
Sure.
No means at all, but you just assassinated a national treasure. Okay, so look, you know when you have a dream and you have no memory of it, and somebody says something that just kind of triggers it, and then a bit back and it just starts to come back. And if you do think about it now, just start to think back from it. It's just like a mental block that you have there at the moment. And you can just start to let that go. You can start
Okay.
And so now he's starting to like.
I remember the poke of that woman coming in there. And yeah, just kind of picking the gun up from the side like I was told.
Yeah.
Why did you think you were?
Oh, you can pause it now. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
It's pretty wild, dude.
So yeah, that's how that guy supposedly killed Robert Kennedy. Is like that right there. I'm gonna show you some more of this guy's videos later on because he has a bunch of stuff like this. Some of it is
Spookaholic.
dude. They have one where this guy's like basically a deadbeat, like adult kind of guy. He goes to like the same pizza place every day, the same bar every day, goes to work every day, and his family was just like, dude, you're like, they've been trying to get him motivated to like, you know, branch out and like meet people and make friends and stuff like that. He wouldn't do it, and so they get him to do like a fake apocalypse. Like he makes like fake news channels, all this stuff to be playing at the pizza place and the bar and stuff like that he goes to.
Oh my gosh.
They have like the dude tries to like run out the bar, and he has it set up to where like a van, like somebody's being chased by something. It looks like all this like asteroids hitting like fake bombs and stuff. Somebody like rolls up in a van. They're like, quick, get in, we gotta go. So the dude will like jump in so that he doesn't go further outside of like the boundaries of
Oh my gosh.
of the like the test or whatever. It's pretty interesting.
That's some
dude.
of that Truman Show crap right there.
Mhm. I'll show it to you later. I think you'll probably end up watching all this crap.
Yeah.
I guarantee it, because all of it is
Super wild.
yeah, all of it's super weird. They have like a really racist dude that they get to
Not be racist.
they hypnotize him, same kind of thing. Like they bring him through all these tests to do like all this bravery style stuff. So he was like afraid of heights. So like they get him on like this like high dive board kind of thing, and they're playing like this one sound like over and over. It's like they have it like wired underneath the diving board. It's just like a ringtone style thing. And so it just gets like pumped into his head that like this sound like triggers bravery in him, and at the end of it he like stands in front of a bullet for this Mexican guy that he had like, you know, admittedly just was just a racist towards like forever.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
That's weird, dude.
So yeah, I thought that that show was a pretty good show. If you don't know much about Robert Kennedy or the Kennedys, and you're interested in history and politics and stuff like that, it's a really good documentary to watch. Very interesting. They did something that I don't see a ton of documentaries do, which is they didn't go for the main characters in this stuff to interview. So they did interview like his press secretary and stuff like that, but they also interviewed like the guy that like was holding his head up off of the concrete as he was bleeding out, that like he like wrapped his rosary around like Robert Kennedy's hand while he was dying. Like they interviewed like that guy, you know, it's that guy's he's just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty cool. Cool documentary. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Iran situation really quick. So actually, I want to look up this first. Dude, type in the Nasal Ranger. This is where it's at, bro. This is going to blow your mind right here. All right, bro. Click, just do the second one, popular mechanics.
This looks weird.
Check it out.
No,
bro.
I don't know. What the heck is this?
So this is a device that some state is giving their police officers that's supposed to make them smell weed better.
No.
Dude, so what this thing basically is a telescope for your nose, pretty much.
No.
And so it's supposed to like, it's supposed to just, I don't know.
Dude, I can tell you right now, if I saw a cop out on the street doing this,
Yeah, dude, get out of my face
I'd be
with
like,
that, bro. Dude,
no,
cop,
I'm arresting
radar gun in
you.
radar gun in one hand, Nasal Ranger in the other hand, dude.
But he's doing it kind of like he's trying to dab. Like,
Yeah, we'll put a picture of this thing up. It's the
This
most
thing
bizarre thing
is-
that I've ever seen, bro.
dude, I'd ask him for his ID.
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy, dude. It's just a lot of money. Dude, $3,400 on one of these units, bro.
What?
That's how much it is. Bessemer, Michigan spent $3,400 on one of these units. While recreational use is still is legal in the state, individuals are limited on how many plants they can grow, and the city's strong odor indicates people aren't obeying that part of the law. So what it's supposed to do, I guess, is
I didn't realize that we could use our noses as like evidence.
dude, I don't even know what to say to this, bro.
I smell the weed.
All
You're
of
going dead.
all of the police department in Bessemer, Michigan, everybody needs to sit down and smoke a joint, dude, and calm down a little bit. $3,400 on this? $3,400. Dude, what if pot is recreationally legal in your state now, and so now it just smells more like pot? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure if you go to Colorado, it smells more like pot than Georgia does.
Oh yeah.
So what are we doing, dude? We're spending a bunch of money on shit like this, and it's pretty much pointless. So I thought it was funny, and I thought you'd like this thing. What do you think, dude? You gonna invest in one of these
This
or
is
what?
the dumbest thing I've ever seen
Yeah.
that the police have had. Like at that point, like, all right, here's the thing. You get a knock on the door, right? Okay. It's the police. Excuse me, sir, but we smelled too much pot coming from this area. Okay. Come back. Still with a warrant. Thank you. Close the door. That, like, really?
Dude, imagine you do that, dude. Somebody, and they come in your house, they bust in your house, and a dude has that thing looking like the freaking the telescope from Whoville, you know? Bro, this is the dumbest thing.
Dude, I'm serious. Like, hey, what?
Yeah.
Still need a warrant.
Yeah.
And then you can come back.
It's funny, dude.
Like,
it's funny.
like, here's the thing. When they go in and they need to get the warrant, and it's like, okay, so like what, like on what authority? My nose.
Yeah.
Like in no situation is this helpful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Super dumb, bro.
I mean,
Super
dude,
dumb.
like, congrats to the guy who invented it and cheated all those people out of their money, I
Yeah.
guess, you know?
He sold at least one of them, you know?
Oh my gosh, this is so dumb.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's talk about the Iran thing for a second. How long have we been recording? What does your thing say? You even see it? 46 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
46
close to
minutes.
being done. So, with the Iran thing, you know, we've had a couple things, some little airstrikes back and forth and that type of thing, but oh shoot! All right, we're gonna look up that in a second. I did not see that. So
The video?
yeah. So
Yeah,
Type in Iran mining more uranium than 2015. So I don't know how much more we're going to have to talk about it than what I just said, which is Iran mining more uranium than 2015. But we're going to look it up and see what it's talking about. So in 2015, for those of you who did not know, there was a treaty signed that made Iran not be able to use their nuclear stuff for weapons.
Which they did not follow.
They did not.
They
not at first, and
disobeyed.
then they did. But let's.
I remember when it was happening because everyone was like, "What the heck? They're gonna nuke us." It's like,
So scroll up.
I mean, that's
Is
it.
that the first thing?
Yeah, that's the first
So
thing.
it was Al Jazeera where I saw it.
Well, let me just add it in there. I don't ever remember. how to spell it.
ALJEZEERA.
Here.
Yeah, that's fine. Do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So Rouhani says that Iran enriching more uranium than before 2015 deal. Scroll down. Iran is enriching more uranium than it did before it agreed to the landmark nuclear deal with world powers in 2015. President Hassan Rouhani said on Thursday, Iran has gradually scaled back its commitments under the nuclear accord signed with the United States, China, Russia, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom in retaliation for Washington's withdrawal from the pact in 2018 and its reimposition of devastating sanctions. Is NATO... okay. Earlier in the week, UK, France, and Germany challenged Tehran over breaking the limits set out to its agreement by triggering a dispute mechanism. Some analysts suggested that it would spell the end of the accord. We are enriching more uranium than before the deal was reached. Pressure has increased on Iran, but we continue to progress. He added the nuclear program is in a better situation than it was before the nuclear deal was signed. Iran has only modestly increased its nuclear activity after the U.S. pullout. So we pulled out first out of this. In recent months, it boosted its enrichment of uranium to 4.5% rather than 3.67. So it hasn't been a ton, but it is still a percentage more whenever you're talking about something like nuclear material. You know what I mean? But to be fair, if anybody should be freaked out, it should be everybody else whenever the U.S. pulls out of a deal like this first. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're the one that
did
we're
it.
probably the one that made the deal in the first place.
Yeah.
So
We're also the ones who have actually nuked people.
yeah. Scroll down. Are we the only ones who have?
I think so.
So
Could be wrong. There's a whole lot of world out there that I haven't heard the history about.
Google that real quick. How many nuclear attacks have there been?
Why is caps lock on? And I did not invite caps lock to be on. Yeah, only 2.
Yep.
In the
Both by the
course
United
of
States and
warfare.
World War II. Yeah, and you know, some people bring up all the time that like potentially those were even just hydrogen bombs, or if they were nuclear bombs, it doesn't really, like, the equation doesn't work the way that you would think that it would. So basically type in when did Hiroshima start rebuilding after World War II? Hiroshima's population down to roughly 83,000 soon after the bombing swelled to 169,000 by February of 1946. When did the bomb happen? 1945?
I thought it happened in 44, but maybe I'm wrong.
When did
I know all the World War II history buffs out there are
So
cringing.
August 6, 1945.
It was in
So
45.
they doubled their population in a year, it looks like. Scroll down some. Some population expansion, however.
Dude, who knew that? Oh, look at that.
Shortages of food and shelter many A-bomb survivors face death from starvation and exposure unless something was done soon. My point that I'm making is but the point that I'm making is that you have like Chernobyl happen, and Chernobyl is indefinitely like unlivable, they say. So like that thing is in a coffin, which like I understand that it's a different situation, but
also nuclear.
Right. So how not only are these people able to begin rebuilding so shortly after, but also are able to procreate and double their population within a year. Like, I'm just saying, we don't know what that actually looks like. Like nuclear warfare actually looks like, as far as what the aftermath of it really would be. Is it something? Is it, whenever you play a game like Fallout, or you see these
Fallout is extreme.
Yeah, the scientific scenarios. What I think of now that I understand a little bit more this, and also nuclear meltdowns and explosions that happen like Chernobyl with reactors and plants and stuff like that. To me, I would expect your Fallout video game style scenario if something happened like all of the nuclear reactors on the Earth melted down at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it would have to be a lot more than
pew, pew, pew. Not nuclear warfare, basically. You would, to get like dogs with gills, you would need like reactor fallout type stuff. But yeah, I mean, I still find it really scary, dude, the whole Iran situation. And I mean, I don't know, bro, but knowing that the US pulled out of that deal first, like, just like, okay, like, that's not the most terrifying thing that could happen in this scenario, because it is the most terrifying thing that could happen in this scenario for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Got my hoodie on.
Man. The deal with America is that like part of what makes us so strong is that we are, like, North America is a continent, and then the United States is full of states, which are countries, as to where in places like the Middle East, or just the East in general, even like Europe, you have that big landmass that each one of those countries has its own specific government that is set up that could be completely different than the rest of Europe, as to where here, like, you do have state government and federal government. Right.
United States of America. And we're going to lose that.
And then also you have the East and West have the ocean. So it would be different if at the end of Georgia, driving at the east, was the beginning of Russia.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's a different situation.
We got the high ground is what it was.
We did get the high ground. Basically.
We got the high ground. I'm serious. Every time I play Risk, I go for North America first because it's the easiest to defend, dude. Not even joking. You got choke points on those boys.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to
that or Africa.
I just want to talk about that. Let's look up this plane thing real quick, dude.
Yeah, you haven't heard about this?
The video?
I didn't know that the video came out.
But
I do know that they confirmed it.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. So last time we talked about, they hadn't confirmed what happened, but we did talk about the plane.
I've been looking into it since then, and they did confirm.
They confirmed it was Iranian. So
it's a Ukrainian plane
but Iranian missiles shot is what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and watch this. This video is from the New York Times, and it says, new video shows 2 Iranian missiles hit Ukraine plane. So this is a plane that got shot down last week or the week before last, or
Whoa, dude, that's a crazy looking plane.
Plane that crashed. Yeah, 2 missiles hit this
That's
Siberian Husky.
That dog just got a prosthetic limb that they 3D printed and duct taped on. Right there. Okay. Oh, good. It's a video of a video.
First missile. Is it going to show it hit the plane?
No. There it is. Blast. What did you need a second one for? That's my question.
So there it shows the plane. Oh, snap, dude. They did, didn't they? $176 people, bro. Scroll down. What do they have to say about this?
Ukraine didn't say anything for a while.
Yeah, but what about Iran, dude?
I don't know.
Dude. Bro, there was like 60-something Canadian nationals. You know, what if like this is the thing that like
Canada starts the
Canada's
war?
like, dude, and they're like they're the most boss like.
Canada's just like, all right, that's it. That's it.
That's it, dude.
We're tired of this bullcrap.
Bro, they roll up. They have like a battleship. A big door opens, and it's just a bunch of like Mounties with ARs on mooses, taking people out, dude. That's sad, man.
Dude, it's like if D-Day was only Canadians, but also the people on land were the ones who were afraid. So it's reverse D-Day with Canadians.
Dude.
They just roll legit, up,
man.
The ships open up.
That's legit.
We gotta get to the beachhead, and then it's...
Dude, okay, let's do this. So, all right, first off, I just want to say this. We're not going to be able to... We already used up a lot of time on the other stuff. I didn't realize that this was going to be... I'm going to look into this some more, and we'll talk about this next week a little bit as far as their responses and stuff like that. It's just going to take us too long to find an official response right now and all that stuff. So we will come back to this. But I do want to go to globalfirepower.com, our new favorite website, and look up Canada. So we're going to go to Global Firepower, and we're going to look up what Canada has going on. And if you didn't watch the last episode, Global Firepower is the best website
2019.
on there. Dude. All right. So this is Canada. Stop.
This is it right here?
Yeah. So total population, 35,881,659. Available manpower, 16,110,000. That's not bad. 44% fit for service.
Their military is
13. Small. Their fit for service is not that high. So maybe there's a lot of really old people in Canada or something. I mean, you've got a little more than a third of the population that's fit for service.
Their total military personnel is very small.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's smaller than Iran.
Active personnel.
I think it's smaller than Iran.
Yeah, it is. Well, Iran is almost the entire population.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Air power.
What they got?
384. So
they
have
helicopters, but no attack helicopters. Dude, what if we made a new game, miniature game, just like like a Warhammer or something like that, but we based it all off of Global Firepower.
Okay, we don't have to look at. Let's look at Navy. Let's just look at Navy. Maybe they have a big Navy or something.
They got
no aircraft here.
Three.
I guess they bank on
us.
Like being. Well, I mean, really, like, well. First off, who's going to do anything to Canada? Nobody. But
oh my god, that's just funny the way because it's probably true.
Well, I mean, if somebody invaded Canada, like we would have to aid immediately because part of the United States is basically part of Canada, which is Alaska.
So I'm just, I could be wrong, but if I understand it correctly, I'm pretty sure Canada exists because the freaking French were down here like, oh, what's up? This is ours now as well. And then everyone else who was already here was like, nah, dude, we don't have room for another group of people.
I don't know.
Like, I'm talking about back during when everything was still being settled. It's like the French were like trying to sneak in and we were like, look, we already got the freaking Spanish to the south. We don't need, y'all up in our freaking attic.
Canada, I'm going to be honest with you right now. There's one, like, that I I would love to live in a different place, like I would love to live in a different country.
Oh, sure.
I don't dislike America, but in my opinion, the system right now is too corrupt for me to, for my vote to count. Do you get what I'm saying? Sure. And so if I had the opportunity, I would go somewhere if there was a government that looked something like this and a place that felt like this, but had, like more of a peaceful thing. There's one huge thing about Canada that will make me never live there, and that is that Canada does not have freedom of speech. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that. And
that's enough for me. Like freedom of speech is enough. I mean, it's just enough. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep me here, and I mean, I do love this place, but like I said,
How weird is that though?
Weird is what?
Just the fact that like growing up here and then thinking like, oh, you mean I cannot say what I want if I go somewhere else?
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah. So that's how you end up with, some rich kid imprisoned in North Korea or something like that, because somebody tells them, hey, you can't smoke a cigarette outside of here, and then they go, hey, how about you go yourself? That's it. Like, you're done, dude. You're locked in a North Korean prison, forever.
Dude, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. And it feels a little weird saying this because I am considerably young, like so young.
Yeah.
But also, I've been to a lot of places outside of America, and it's nice. But dude, ain't no place like this. Like, for real, I love it here.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, and it's just like the implications that surround this kind of stuff, and especially what's going on with mainstream media right now, and the fact that the mainstream media, it influences people who don't take the time to
look at it themselves,
do the stuff themselves, and it's the majority of the people. It is the majority of the people, and I was talking to somebody, and it was like, like I enjoy the concept of living in a place like in the East, like somewhere that, it's just somewhere like Vietnam or like Afghanistan or something like that. Like, I think I would like it if I was still able to do what I could do, like internet and that type of stuff. And then I was like, what would be like the worst place that I would be willing to live? It's like, would I be willing to live somewhere that's like going like war torn right now, like Yemen? It's like, man, I would no, because war is super scary. But the difference is, like, at least they know they're at war. You know what I'm saying? At least they know what's happening. Like, they can look out their window and go, oh shit, there's some guys, like
that guy's got a gun.
Yeah, like,
I don't know, man. I'm into the whole American thing,
I am too. I'm not saying I don't like America.
No, again, I'm not saying. I'm saying I'm into the whole like yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. You just hear you hear stuff like, even whenever we went to Hawaii, like beforehand, the people that we went with, like, she was telling us about how like the locals, like, they really don't care for the fact that we're all over there and all that stuff, and like nothing happened. Like, nobody treated me like a tourist or anything like that. The only thing that happened between a local and us while I was with the group, I know that at some point there was somebody that was like freaking out by the beach or something one night. But
the lady was.
But
so
like,
high.
whenever we were on that bridge going one way and your dad was coming the opposite direction with Zoe, and that guy behind us was like, what is that idiot doing trying to go the opposite way? Remember, you were like, that's my dad.
I literally, Oh, that's my dad.
I mean, it just doesn't.
He was like, oh.
Yeah.
I forgot I said that.
Yeah. I think the majority of people, most places, are friendly
Yeah.
people. Like, they're people that understand that you're a person.
I'd say that out of the several places I've been in the U.S., they were definitely the most friendly in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just weird. Like, I don't know. It makes me think that, like, I could just easily live in another country. You know, at least for some time period. I think I would enjoy doing it for a couple of years or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've thought about going and staying for like a few months in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe going. I don't know. But really, I'm just into the whole.
I mean, dude, there's just some places like just have better stuff for like the homeless situation in Hawaii. Dude, if you're homeless, like, do everything you can to get an ID, get $1,200 and fly to Hawaii and be homeless there, because there's so much more, like, there's so much better, like, infrastructure to support homeless people there.
Yeah.
And
but also weather and food.
Yeah.
Because they got good food over there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
If you've never been to Hawaii, you know, and even if you have and you stayed in a resort the whole time, that doesn't count.
No, like, if you're in Hawaii and you stayed in a resort the whole time, you stayed in Destin.
Yeah, you stayed.
You stayed in Florida.
Yeah, you never left Florida.
Yeah.
Just imagine. I want you to imagine America, and then stop imagining America. That's what it is.
Imagine this. This is where we were at. Imagine this is what it looked like, and I'm being serious. Imagine the Pirates of the Caribbean where Jack Sparrow gets like captured by the indigenous people.
Yeah.
Now throw like
some cars.
A handful of old cars, a handful of dirt roads, and a handful of houses, and that's where we were at.
And like everyone though looks like they're straight off the set of Hawaii Five-0.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all they all look like characters from Rocket Power.
Yeah, and then that's where
which is a great show.
I want sushi now, dude. I freaking want.
Dude, there's a Poke's place. Did you know
Where?
that? By Blue Door.
No, I did not.
Yeah, there's a Poke place now.
Is it 70,000 credits per bowl?
I mean, it's Poke price.
Like, what is that? Like 12?
14. I mean, dude, that's how much Poke costs.
I know, dude, but
the salad from Bull Street
when
Tacos.
You make when you're in the no income bracket, it hurts.
Yeah, dude, I might go get some Poke right now.
You can do it. My mom texted me while we were recording. Was like, "I got you some food," and I was like, "Yay!" Cool. Now I don't have to pay for it.
Well, I'm hungry, so you want to get out of here?
Yeah, dude.
It was a good episode. We got a lot of stuff that we could talk about next week just based on this stuff. I'll look into some more of that one thing, and it's 2020, dude. We're doing it. We got Lawrence
and Clarence.
This is Lawrence. We realized that we did not have a teddy bear on the set, and so I went to this little space center thing, and so I got us Lawrence. He's it says I need my space on his little t-shirt. So yeah. And what's the other one's name? Garance.
What? Little Jimmy?
The little cat. So behind me we have the waving cat. He's been gone the whole time.
I called him Terrence or something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of changes every time.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just name him something different every time.
How about we call him Exceptionally Small Nicholas?
Pete.
Just Pete.
Yeah, Mini Pete.
Mini Pete.
I don't know. We'll come up with something. And so yeah, let's get out of here, dude. What you got?
I have a fortune cookie.
What you got?
I thought of it last night. So I don't know how to word it though, because it's kind of an awkward segue now. But basically, if someone's saying slanderous things about you, they're most likely not saying it from a place of confidence, but one of fear. So have some patience. And that's it.
The end is near.
The end is nigh, as in Bill Nye, the science guy.
Yeah. We're good, dude. So if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at TBAT Quinn.
And I'm at TBAT Skinny Rick, SKINE RICK.
Follow the TikToks. We're gonna try and
Dude.
I'm gonna try and get active on social media on that account. We're gonna try and start.
I'm on
Start
there.
doing some
My
different-
Twitter, dude,
Yeah.
is fire. And if
His
you
Twitter's good.
don't know, then you don't know. Dude, I think I'm about to hit 100 tweets already.
Yeah.
And I've only been on it for
Yeah.
a few weeks
It's pretty good if y'all want some funny tweets.
or months. I don't know.
Follow Skinny Rick. If you want some good retweets, follow my original account, I guess. So yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah. Bye.